Great way to start us out. First walleye of the trip. And that's our first fish up here at Slippery Winds Wilderness Lodge. Little chartreuse jig tipped with a minnow in the afternoon sun. This is our first evening up here. We just got up in the float plane. 30-minute flight out of Fort Francis, Ontario, right over the border from International Falls. 6 species, 6 different lakes. This is the first one, big walleye. And we're gonna tell you about multi-species action in Northwestern Ontario at a great destination, Slippery Winds Wilderness Lodge. Beautiful walleye to start us out. Wow. Woo! It's gonna be a great trip. There we go. That's about the lightest walleye bite you're ever gonna feel in Ontario here to start out our next morning. Just a little guy. Boy, if it was later in the day, this one would get to make the shore dinner pan for sure. Man, look at that rod bend. Just creeping along, back trolling a little bit. You know, the boats they give you here are really nice. You can see they get swivel seats, floors in them, 15-horse outboards. They have some bigger boats if you do want to go guided. We're fishing on Yoke Lake this morning, chasing some walleyes around with a jig and a minnow. This is a 7-foot medium light St. Croix Avid X. And this is what Yoke Lake is known for. The main lake where the lodge is located is just full of these big walleyes. Beauty, man, they're fighting hard. Cold water up here, beautiful fish. And we're gonna tell you more about how we're catching these. Another classic jig and minnow bite there right on the edge of the weeds, and another big Ontario walleye, I'm guessing. Well, there's some lakes you can come to up here and catch numbers of fish, but this lake is known for big ones. This is just a real solid low 20s, 22, 23. Beautiful golden color like a lot of those Canadian fish are. Quality fish. Nice. You know what we're doing here is it's pretty cool. We're, you know, a lot of times you want to vertically jig, but we're sitting back trolling off of the weed bed that's on the shore here and pitching the jigs up, tumbling them out about 12 feet of water where the weed line ends. And these fish are sitting right on the outside. There's also some fish on my Humminbird out in 23 feet of water, 23, 24, 25. You vertically jig over those fish and they won't bite. I think those are inactive walleyes. So you always want to pay attention to your electronics. I always bring my Humminbird units on these fly-in trips. I've got the Zero Lines Lake Master chip in there, so as I'm driving around the lake, I'm mapping my shorelines and my routes and also my fishing spots. These guys are just in here chowing in the weeds, probably eating perch in there and minnows. Ontario walleye fishing doesn't get any better. Slippery Winds. That didn't take long. On a spinnerbait, so fun. Oh, crystal clear water. Look at the size of this thing. Oh, this is too fun. We just portaged about 300 yards over a hill. There's 5 other lakes you can get to off of Yoke Lake that have multi-species in them, including, look at this chunk, man. What a start. Big old fat largemouth on a spinnerbait. These lakes have different species in it depending on which lake they are. We portaged into Crossroute Lake, which is really good for largemouth, smallmouth bass. There's some other species in here as well, but we really came in here to enjoy the summer sun and do some casting along the shorelines for bass. And that's 4 casts in, we got a nice Ontario largemouth. Let's get some more. Yeah, cool. Nice largemouth on a little number 7 skitter pop. Guests will come in here with that like to fly fish and just fish with poppers and just pound these things. We're just on a little cut here. I mean, got part of the main lake basin right behind us, but back in these shallows, I mean, we got 40 feet of water, a cast from here going out into the lake, but back in these little channels and these little cuts, we got some nice largemouth. Beauty. This is a giant. Right off this point, I mean, this is classic, you know, northern smallmouth water, just a rocky point at the mouth of a bay, big largemouth. So fun. Just absolutely demolish it. Skitter pop. Beautiful largemouth. Good stuff, man. Slippery Winds Wilderness Lodge is easy to get to. It's just a 30-minute float plane ride and you're at the main lodge on Yoke Lake. You'll enjoy full American plan service, daily breakfast and dinner in the lodge, and either a sack lunch or shore lunch while you're out on the lake. As the only lodge on the lake and with only 18 guests per trip maximum, you'll enjoy a relaxed, friendly atmosphere plus great fishing because of the light fishing pressure on these lakes. You can fish Yoke Lake for your entire stay and target all 6 game fish species: walleye, smallmouth and largemouth bass, lake trout, northern pike, and muskie, or you can portage to your choice of 5 other adjacent lakes that each offer a mix of species. We like to target the largemouth and smallmouth bass on the Portage lakes because you catch huge numbers of both of these species. To start planning your trip, go to slipperywinds.com for more information.